Hi, welcome to your second semester of Explore, our PBL program. We're going to do a few things different this year, and I'm going to start off by explaining those right away. And one of those things is every first day of class for the week, you will watch the video. I had sent those out to you before and kind of given you an option, and many of you did not watch those. And I noticed a big difference between the students who had watched them and the students who didn't, so that they knew what was going on. Okay. So, my very first thing I'm going to tell you is stop blaming your advisor if your project does not go well. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in these videos, all the forms you need, everything you need to find in order to know what's going on is all on this website. This is very much like taking an online course or learning something on your own, which is something you're all going to have to be able to do. You need to take responsibility for your own learning and get this stuff done. So quit saying, my advisor doesn't know what's going on. My advisor couldn't help me with this. It's all about my teacher. I don't know how to learn myself. Okay. We have to get past that, and you have to decide that you're going to figure this out and that you can learn this and you can teach yourself something when you need to. It's hugely important in the world that we live in today that you can do that. So that is what we're starting to do. So really work hard and push yourself to get this done. Your advisor is there to help you. They are not there to make sure you accomplish this. That is your responsibility. Okay. So with that in mind, the very first thing I want to say is quit thinking about your PBL as an ordinary class where I have to sit in this classroom every day. Okay. If you end up with a competency that has to do with building a website and you need to come down and see me, just get a pass from me ahead of time and you can do that. If you have one that has to do with writing something and you need somebody to proofread your writing or to say, hey, did I do this correctly or is my grammar correct? Go find that person, get a pass from Miss Peterson, get a pass from Miss Hasker, whoever you need to, and go down and work in there for that day. If you need to do something with math, go see Miss Hobbs that day. It does not mean you have to be in your classroom every single day. Now, can you be running around the school? Absolutely not. Can you be off doing something that has nothing to do with PBL? Absolutely not. They have to be related. Okay. You have to have a pass to be where you're going. It has to be working on your project, but you do not have to sit behind your Chromebook all the time. You need to get out there and do things. You need to be making phone calls. You need to be talking to people. You need to be doing stuff outside of your box. Okay. So start off from the very beginning of this semester thinking that way. Get your passes, get your leave requests if you need to leave school. Juniors and seniors, you can do that. Fill out your leave requests and go someplace else and get help from them. Whatever you need to do, but you take control of your learning and get this figured out. Okay. Also in getting control of your learning is finding your forms. So the very first things we have due are coming up in about a week and a half. So right here on the Explore website is your calendar. Okay, this is when all your due dates are. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see your first due date is January 15th. Your proposal is due and your competency contract is due. Your proposal is the thing that has your big idea and your detailed questions on it. And it also includes your mentor agreement form in your proposal and then your competency contract. Where would I find those? Well, if I go to students right here, here's nice little links. There's a syllabus, everything that's due. You can click on that. You're brainstorming there, create your big idea, create your detailed questions. All these things with an underline have places they take you to help you come up with that stuff. Here is your project proposal form. Okay, you click on that. It says high school or junior high. It has a Word or a PDF document. I think actually this one's both. It's high school and junior high. Oh, no, it's different. There's junior high, there's high school. You'll click on it. It opens up. This one's opening up as a Word document. It might open up as a Google Doc and say, how do you want to open this? You'll say in Google. Then you're always going to want to do save a copy first. Save it as your name so you can find it. You'll have to fill out your big idea, your detailed questions, 2 to 4 of those. I'm not going to go over those again because I feel like you should know what those are. If you don't, it's on the website to remind you how to do it. Okay? How will you gain the knowledge? I want you to talk about research, I'm going to find a mentor, I'm going to ask these different people, write that on there. You're going to make sure you have an agreement form, and you're going to make sure you have a competencies contract. Where are those located? Once again, those are on the website. So if I go back to this students page, notice I'm going to the students page a lot, so learn that that's where you want it to go. Here's your competency contract. This is a little different this year. Click here for high school. Okay. Once again, very first thing, file, make a copy, call it your name. Okay, what you're going to do a little different this time is you're going to open the competencies, which are back on that page we just were, that student page. They look like this. You'll notice they've been updated. The black is the original competency. In blue is it kind of written in a little bit plainer English, a little easier to understand. Your advisors did that for you. Then the proof are ideas for ways you could prove this. So this one was have a list or other materials that shows what information was taken from each source and includes your understanding of the information. Okay. Anyway, there are different proofs written down as suggestions for how could you prove in your competency review board at the end of the year how I met this proof, how I met this competency. Okay. Once you've decided, oh, this is a competency I'm going to use, so I'm going to do some research here, and I'm going to use ELA. I'm going to use number 3. So I'm going to take this out of here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to take it to the one that I did over here, and just for giggles, I'm going to make a copy and call it Mrs. Tools. Okay, now I have my copy there. I'm going to take my first competency, which was English Language Arts, number 3. I'm going to paste that in there. Control V for shortcut if you guys didn't know what that was. There it's listed. This was the original one in black that the state gave us. Then I'm going to go back. See if I can find the right thing. I got so many open now. Right here, this blue one was an idea for how I could meet it. Okay, I'm going to put that in the column here that says, how will you meet that competency? I'm going to put that here. Then I need to read through this really closely and make sure this actually fits with what my project is. Maybe I need to change it a little bit, but this one for research is probably going to meet most of the ones that you're doing research on. Okay, so I'd leave that alone, but I may need to change it, update it, rewrite it a little bit to make it fit how I would exactly meet that competency. But this one might work. We'll do another one here to make sure. Okay, then the proof could be a list of materials. Okay, I'll go to mine. This is how I'm going to prove it. Yes, I can come up with a list. Original student writing. Okay, so let's say I'm going to make a website. So I'm going to change that to create a website that demonstrates my research knowledge and understanding. Okay, and then I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to put in my text that this was contradictory, this was faulty, this is exaggerated, this was distorted. Okay, so I understand what I need to do here. I'm going to have a list of all these sites. I'm going to write next to it whether this was good information, this was contradictory, this was exaggerated, this was extorted, whatever. I'm going to put all that in there. I'm going to list, and I think all these proofs has to be measurable. So I'm going to have a list. My list will contain at least, I'm going to say 6 different sources. Okay, then I have to take this to the content area signature person. This person here, because this was ELA, is Mrs. Peterson. So I have to go see Mrs. Peterson. I have to show her my list, how I say I'm going to, my competency, how I said I'm going to prove it, and what my actual proof will be. And she may go, oh, Mrs. Toole, 6 is not nearly enough. I think this needs to be 12. Or I think 6, do you realize 6 is going to take you forever? You may want to do just 2. And you guys are going to agree on something. You're both going to agree exactly how you're going to prove that you accomplished this ELA number 3. When she agrees, she's going to sign this. So this will have to be a printed out copy of this, and she will put her signature right here under content area signature box. Okay, you're going to do that for all 9. Hopefully some of yours will be from the same person, and you can sit and agree on them together. And then this is not completed, not done, until all 9 signatures are on there. And then at the very end, you are going to sign it. Okay, showing that I also agree, me as a student accomplishing them, that this is how I'm going to meet them. And then if you actually, at your competency review board, come back and, like you'd said, I would have a list of 6. You have your list of 6. It does all the things you agreed to. And then all your other competencies, you do exactly what you agreed to. You can get 100% on your competency review board if you actually do exactly what you say you're going to do. Okay? So it's like contracting for your grade. All right? So as long as you agree that you got all that done, then you're going to get 100%. If you don't get it completely done, you're going to have to figure that out with your teacher. How much percentage? If I said I was going to have 6 and I only got 3, well, that's 50%. So you're only going to get 50% on that one. Okay. If I said I was going to have 6 and I only got 5, whatever percent that is, you're going to do that. So that is why those proofs have to be measurable. Okay. So make sure that it's something you guys can both agree with and you'll both have down on there, and then you both sign it. Okay, so you'll have 9 different signatures on there, 9 different competencies, 9 different ways you will prove that you met that competency, and that is what is due on January 15th. Plus the little form that I showed you earlier, nothing to that big idea form, that thing's really easy. And then the other thing you have to make sure you turn in is a mentor agreement form. Okay, and that's exactly the same way it was last semester. You get it right here under, hopefully you saw where I went, students, and then you click on that thing that said mentor agreement form. You can download this, you can open it, make a copy of it, find you a mentor that's going to be helpful to you on your project. Okay, so what are you turning in on January 15th? You are turning in the mentor agreement form, the proposal form, which has your big idea and your detailed questions on it, and your competency contract. Okay, so that's a lot to get done by next Friday, a little over a week and a half. So do not piddle around. Do not wait till the 14th to go start to get your signatures and things done. I would try to have your general idea done by this Friday, your general idea of what your competencies are going to be, and so that you can spend all next week getting your competency contract signed by your different advisors and agreeing, because you're not going to be able to just walk in and say, here, sign this. They have to look at it and agree on it with you. So don't just plan on getting that done in 2 minutes. Okay, that needs to be, you need to put some time and effort into that, getting that done well. All right. You may even want to email them to the teacher ahead of time so they have a chance to look at them and then go down and get it signed. Just be smart about it. Have it set up. So if you have questions on that, talk to your advisor or send me an email or come down and talk to me, but do not come down and talk to me in the middle of my Explore class and expect me to drop everything when I have other students in there. So figure it out. Come down during study hall, come down before school, come down after school. Okay, take some ownership for getting some things done, and you can do this. Hopefully that gets you off and started on the right foot. I'll have another video out next Monday to explain things further and to talk about the project timeline. And hopefully we are getting started and ready to go. Good luck.